Alright everyone, it's time for an extra special video today. We got to talk about this crazy shit that's going on in the state of Virginia. Terry McAuliffe is clearly getting worried about losing the race against Glenn Youngkin. He should be, based on the latest round of polling. So what does he do? He calls in the Lincoln Log Project. Links in the description here. Here's the long story short version. There was a photo op that went on earlier today where you had 5 tiki torch bearing people that sort of like looked stereotypically like the Charlottesville protesters or rioters or whatever you want to call them. Looked like, you know, basically 5 versions of Richard Spencer. One of them was black, by the way, and one of them was female, so keeping that in mind. These people then, they milled about for a bit. Literally represented themselves as Youngkin fans, which could be legally precarious, I suppose. And now they've been ousted actually as being Virginia Democrats. A couple of them literally tied with McAuliffe. Now the Lincoln Project put out a presser, and I think this might be damage control because they're saying, oh yeah, well it was basically a stunt. No, we were trying to talk about how Youngkin is adjacent to the alt-right. He's tied in with Trump. He's an extremist. He's far-right and stuff like that. The problem is that you allowed the legacy media to report on it as though those people were actually Youngkin fans, and they clearly aren't. They're literally Democrats, including one individual there, who happened to be black, and unmedicated people would notice that and say, well, something might be a little bit fishy here. The problem is the Lincoln Project actually set this up in such a way that it's possible for people like me to attack the legacy media, because a normal individual looking at this picture, again, link in the description, would find something funny about it, would say, well, this doesn't quite add up, maybe we should fact check. But the legacy media in Virginia didn't. They're trying to rush this out in order to attack Youngkin, to try to dredge up memories of Charlottesville and fires and firing on helicopters and tiki torch waving Nazis and stuff to try to stop Youngkin. The problem is, I guarantee, this is a guarantee, Youngkin's people were involved with planning this, and it makes him look desperate. It doesn't make him look strong. Why would you stoop to such, why would you dredge up that kind of memory in the context of a race that has nothing to do with it, smearing your opponent by default in the process? If you weren't desperate, you wouldn't want to bring that up. No, that's years and years ago. You would want to talk about your platform. But the thing is, with Terry McAuliffe, his platform's not a winning one. His platform of basically, I'm Biden, but I'm a Virginian, please vote for me, isn't working. And that's why they're doing this. By the way, several of these people have been positively identified. These are Virginia Democratic staffers and individuals within the party itself. I hazard a guess. I hate to say this. Sound conspiratorial, as the Lincoln Project would cast it. The pudgy, middle-aged millionaires that comprise the Lincoln Project. You know, the ones that were sheltering a pedophile. But these individuals, I can't imagine out of the blue, contacted some Dem staffers and said, hey, you want to fuck with McAuliffe? Pose outside of his van, here's some tiki torches and shit like that. No, I think that it was literally an inside job by McAuliffe's people. That makes more sense. And this is ludicrous. This is insane. The kind of optics, anyone with an ounce of strategic sense within politics would never even conceive of such a thing. They would never even conceive of dreaming up a situation in which they would say, hey, we're going to take that incident where several people died and like terrorism and fires and Nazis burning things and looting and stuff. We're going to dredge that back up because we're in the 11th hour of a political campaign. But we're going to false flag the opponent or make a statement about it. We're going to joke about, and it is a joke, afterward with their presser released by the Lincoln Project, well, it was meant to elucidate the point that Terry McAuliffe is actually far-right and a Nazi. You've been saying that all along, dudes. You're the ones that pretended to be disaffected Republicans to embezzle millions of dollars from people. Even AOC called you out, by the way, on it. You're still grabbing up people's donations now. What a lucrative grift you have. That's all the Lincoln Project is. It's a bunch of bullshitters grifting. They get a lot of money for it. I mean, more power to you in the sense of taking money from stupid people. But, I mean, at the very least, if you're going to take money from dumbasses, Do something with it that makes sense. A real strategy, you know, something beyond a billboard, beyond this photo op that blew up in your face. Now a lot of people on the internet, for the first time, they're hearing about the Lincoln Project, and none of it's positive, including from Democrats. Here's the real doomed part. Here's the part that must have them a little bit worried. This is why they're doing the damage control. I'm seeing Democrats, some accounts that I actually not follow officially, but, you know, keep tabs on. People that are definitely not, they're not far right, they're far left in some cases. Virginia Democrats, Democrats from elsewhere that are calling them out for the bullshit. Hey, I support you, you know, you're great guys or whatever, you know, Trump is orange man bad, but this is really, it's not helpful. This is not going to help Terry McAuliffe's campaign. No, it won't. Because what you've just done is given the internet and people that don't like Terry McAuliffe limitless goddamn ammo. Oh my goodness, what a goddamn uncalculated blunder this was. And I'm loving every goddamn second of this fucking dumpster fire. This is exactly what politics is supposed to be. Dumbasses doing dumb things and then getting dumped on for it. I think that it's absolutely wonderful. That's about all. Peace out.